Imagine stepping outside and feeling your whole body rewrite its story with each simple stride, as if the act of walking could turn back the clock on your heart, joints, and mind after 60. That moment when you hear your own heartbeat settle into a steady rhythm, when the blood in your veins hums like a gentle river, is not a trick of imagination. It is the body responding to a habit as easy as putting one foot in front of the other. I have spent years watching seniors discover that the most powerful transformation comes from the most ordinary movement. Today, I want to share every hidden benefit that many overlook, explain how to start safely, and point out the tiny mistakes that can sabotage progress. Your heart learns to dance again. Each step nudges the heart to pump a little more efficiently, which means it can beat slower while still delivering the same amount of blood. For someone past 60, this matters because a stronger, more efficient heart reduces the risk of irregular rhythms and keeps the circulation smooth. A simple tip is to walk at a pace that lets you talk comfortably but not sing, aiming for at least 10 minutes a day to begin feeling the change. But this is not the most surprising part. Walking opens the tiny vessels hidden in your muscles, allowing oxygen to travel more freely and easing pressure in the veins. Better circulation prevents swelling in the ankles, keeps the skin healthier, and supports the organs that rely on steady blood flow. After 60, maintaining this river of blood is essential for staying active and avoiding the aches that come from sluggish circulation. Finish each walk with a gentle stretch of the calves. This helps keep those vessels open and ready for the next step. Your knees start to whisper gratitude. Low impact movement acts like a natural lubricant for the cartilage, reducing stiffness and encouraging the production of synovial fluid that cushions the joints. For older adults, this translates into smoother movement, less pain, and a lower chance of falls when navigating stairs or uneven sidewalks. Choose soft surfaces such as park paths or a treadmill with a slight cushion, and keep the steps short when you first begin. And almost nobody talks about this, but walking gives the brain a daily boost. The increased blood flow delivers more oxygen and nutrients, while the rhythm of walking releases chemicals that lift mood and sharpen memory. For those over 60, this can slow the gentle decline of memory and lift spirits on days that feel gray. Try adding a mental game while you stroll. Name the colors of passing cars or count the number of birds you see to keep the mind actively engaged. What happens after a few weeks is incredible. Your body releases hormones that raise energy levels, improve sleep quality, and balance blood sugar. This cascade means you can tackle daily tasks without feeling drained, and you'll notice a steadier mood throughout the day. Walking after meals offers a natural lift, helping digestion and providing that post-lunch energy many miss. Now, how to walk right and turn this into a habit that sticks. Begin with 5 minutes of gentle movement, perhaps around the garden or down the hallway. Add a minute each day until you reach 30 minutes total. Split into 2 or 3 shorter walks if that feels easier. Keep your posture tall, shoulders relaxed, and breathe naturally through the nose and mouth. Wear shoes that cushion your feet but still feel connected to the ground. Listen to your body. If a sharp pain appears, pause and assess before continuing. Common mistakes can slow you down. Skipping a brief warm-up leaves muscles tight, making the first steps feel harsh. Walking too fast turns a calming stroll into a stressful jog, which can raise blood pressure unnecessarily. Ignoring proper footwear often leads to blisters or joint strain. And staying indoors when the weather is fine deprives you of the sunlight that helps regulate sleep cycles. I've seen seniors who rush straight into long, fast walks only to develop shin aches, but after they slowed down, stretched, and chose softer paths, the discomfort vanished. Think about the desire to stay independent, to play with grandchildren, to tend a garden without needing a helper.
Maria, a 70-year-old grandmother, started with a 5-minute walk around her block.
After a month, she felt confident enough to walk to the local market alone, and within 3 months, she was back planting tomatoes in her backyard, feeling the soil between her fingers, and hearing the birds without a breathless pause. Each step she took was a step toward preserving her freedom, her laughter, and the simple joys that make life rich.
What if you could write a future where every stroll adds years of health, not just minutes of exercise? One step today can become a chapter of vitality tomorrow.
If this is resonating with you, hit that subscribe button and join a community that walks together toward better health. Now imagine lacing up those shoes, stepping out onto the quiet street, and feeling the world open up with each footfall. Your body is ready to respond, and the path ahead is waiting. What do you think about starting your own walking journey? Share your thoughts in the comments. I truly want to hear your perspective. Imagine that every time your feet hit the pavement, a tiny orchestra inside your body begins to play a new melody, one that grows stronger with each step you take. It starts quietly, but soon the rhythm becomes unmistakable, and you'll notice how your whole being begins to respond. Your heart learns to dance again. With each gentle stride, the muscle that never rests receives a subtle, steady stimulus. The chambers squeeze a little more efficiently, and the resting beat settles into a calmer tempo. This matters because after 60, the heart can become a bit more sluggish, and a slower, steadier pulse reduces the risk of irregular beats and eases the load on the arteries. A simple tip is to walk at a pace where you can hold a conversation without gasping, aiming for at least 10 minutes a day at first. Over time, you can extend the stroll by a few minutes, letting the heart enjoy a longer rehearsal. But this is not the most surprising part. The circulation in your limbs follows the rhythm of your steps like a river finding its path. Each movement gently squeezes the veins, encouraging blood to flow back toward the heart, while fresh oxygen-rich blood rushes forward to feed the muscles. For seniors, this extra push helps prevent swelling in the ankles, eases the pressure that can lead to varicose veins, and supports the organs by delivering nutrients more reliably. After a walk, try a brief calf stretch, pointing your toes upward and holding for a few gentle breaths. This tiny habit keeps the tiny vessels open and ready for the next outing. Your knees start to whisper gratitude. Low impact motion acts like a natural oil for the cartilage that cushions the joints. As you glide forward, the synovial fluid inside the joint is stirred, spreading lubrication and reducing stiffness. After 60, protecting those joints is essential for maintaining independence because sore knees can turn a simple trip to the mailbox into a daunting climb. Choose softer surfaces such as park paths, quiet sidewalks, or a treadmill with a modest cushion. Begin with short strides, perhaps 5 minutes, and let the joints adapt before adding more time. And almost nobody talks about this. The brain lights up with each step. Walking increases the flow of blood to the gray matter, delivering extra oxygen and glucose that fuel neurons. It also triggers the release of chemicals that lift mood and sharpen memory. For those who worry about the occasional forgetfulness that can accompany aging, this gentle activity becomes a daily brain-boosting session. While you walk, turn the experience into a mental game, name the colors of passing cars, count the number of birds you see, or recall a favorite song lyric. This simple mental jog amplifies the benefits and keeps the mind agile. What happens after a few weeks is incredible. Your body begins to produce a cascade of energy-enhancing hormones, your sleep deepens, and blood sugar steadies, leaving you with a more balanced stamina throughout the day. After 60, sustaining energy for daily chores, gardening, or playing with grandchildren can become a challenge, but regular walking builds a reserve that you can draw upon without feeling drained. A practical habit is to walk gently after meals. The light activity aids digestion, smooths the rise of glucose, and gives you a natural lift without the need for caffeine. Now, let's talk about how to walk right step by step. Start with a brief warm-up. March in place for a minute, roll your shoulders, and gently swing your arms. Then step outside and begin with a comfortable 5-minute walk. Each day, add a minute or two, listening to how your body feels. Aim for a total of about 30 minutes spread across the day, whether in one block or 3 shorter sessions. Keep your posture tall, head aligned over your spine, shoulders relaxed, and arms swinging naturally at your sides. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, matching the rhythm of your steps. Choose shoes that cushion your feet but still let you feel the ground, avoiding overly stiff soles that can transmit shock straight to the joints. If you notice a sharp ache, pause, assess, and if needed, switch to a softer surface or reduce the distance for that day. Common mistakes can quietly sabotage progress. Skipping a brief warm-up leaves muscles tight, making the first steps feel harsh and increasing the chance of shin discomfort. Walking too fast transforms a calming stroll into a stressful jog, raising blood pressure unnecessarily and draining the enjoyment. Ignoring proper footwear often leads to blisters, sore arches, or joint strain that discourages future walks.
Staying indoors when the weather is pleasant deprives you of sunlight, which helps regulate the sleep-wake cycle and boosts vitamin D production.
I've watched seniors rush into long, brisk walks and end up with sore calves. Once they slowed down, incorporated a gentle stretch, and chose a softer path, the pain faded and the pleasure returned. Think about the desire to stay independent, to play with grandchildren, to tend a garden without needing a helper. Maria, a 70-year-old grandmother, began with a 5-minute walk around her block. After a month, she felt confident enough to walk to the local market alone. And within 3 months, she was back planting tomatoes in her backyard, feeling the soil between her fingers and hearing the birds without a breathless pause. Each step she took was a step toward preserving her freedom, her laughter, and the simple joys that make life rich. Juan, a 65-year-old retired teacher, started with short evening walks after dinner. Within a few weeks, he noticed he could climb the stairs to his attic without pausing, and he began to feel a lightness in his mind that helped him remember his favorite poems while reading to his grandchildren. Imagine a future where every stroll adds years of health, not just minutes of exercise. One step today can become a chapter of vitality tomorrow. Picture yourself lacing up those shoes, stepping onto a quiet street, and feeling the world open up with each footfall. Your heart beats a little steadier, your blood flows smoother, your joints thank you, your mind sharpens, and a gentle wave of energy carries you through the day. This is not a distant fantasy. It is a practical path you can start right now, one step after another. What do you think about turning this vision into reality? Share your first walk in the comments. Tell us how you felt, and let's celebrate each other's progress together. If this resonates with you, give the video a thumbs up and consider joining our community of walkers by subscribing. Together, we can keep moving forward, supporting one another, and creating a ripple of health that spreads far beyond each individual step. Now take a deep breath, feel the air on your skin, and imagine the next walk waiting just around the corner. Your body is ready to respond, and the path ahead is waiting. Let's walk into a brighter, stronger tomorrow, one confident stride at a time. Picture yourself stepping out just after sunrise, the world still quiet, the ground cool beneath your shoes. With each gentle step, you awaken a cascade of tiny changes that most people never notice. Your heart, that faithful drum, begins to settle into a smoother rhythm as if it had found a new, more comfortable tempo. The blood that travels through your veins learns to flow with less resistance, delivering fresh oxygen to every corner of your body. Your joints, which may have felt stiff for years, receive a soft, lubricating massage that eases the creak of old age. And deep inside, the brain lights up with fresh connections, sharpening memory and lifting mood like a sunrise after a long night. But this is not the most surprising part. After a few weeks of consistent strolling, you may notice a surge of energy that carries you through the whole day, even after a night's rest. You will find yourself climbing a flight of stairs without pausing, reaching for a shelf that once seemed out of reach, and laughing longer with grandchildren because fatigue no longer steals the moment. So how do you turn this gentle promise into a daily habit? Start with a pace that feels comfortable, slow enough to hold a conversation, yet steady enough to feel your pulse quicken. Begin with a short walk of 5 minutes, perhaps around the block or in a nearby garden. Each day, add a minute or two listening to your body and honoring any signs of discomfort. Choose a route that feels safe and pleasant, a place where you can see familiar faces and enjoy the sounds of birds or distant traffic. Wear shoes that support your feet without squeezing and keep your posture tall, shoulders relaxed, and breathing relaxed. Many people make simple mistakes that steal the benefits of walking. Walking too fast at the start can leave you exhausted and discouraged, while skipping a warm up can tighten muscles and increase the risk of a strain. Ignoring proper footwear often leads to sore heels or sore knees, and staying indoors when the weather is fine deprives you of fresh air and sunlight, both vital for mood and vitamin D production. Remember, the goal is consistency, not intensity. A gentle, regular walk beats an occasional sprint any day. Think about the moments you cherish most: playing with grandchildren, tending a garden, sharing a cup of tea with a friend. Each of those moments is richer when your body feels strong and your mind feels clear. Walking is the quiet hero that supports those experiences, quietly strengthening the heart, the vessels, the joints, the mind, and the spirit. It is the key that unlocks independence, allowing you to move through life with confidence and joy. Now, I want to hear from you. What does a simple walk mean to you? Have you felt a change in your energy or mood after a few days of moving? Share your story in the comments and let's celebrate each step together. If this message resonated, give it a thumbs up and consider joining our growing community of walkers. By subscribing, you'll receive more tips, encouragement, and inspiring stories that keep you motivated on your journey. Remember, every step you take writes a new line in the story of your health. The path is waiting, the shoes are ready, and your body is eager to respond. Take that first confident stride now and let the journey unfold, one footfall at a time.